I'm doing that because I'm really like bad at like doing introductions. So yeah. Hi. So the recent thing that happened to me was like I was just like I do use my phone a lot, like, and the thing is like I am alone by myself most of the time and clueless and confused about the things that I do. So I do use my phone a lot. It's not just because I want to avoid doing things, it's just that I genuinely do not know. So I try to like look, this is like the innocent and apparently useful my gateway towards why I even start using the phone, this certain thing. This why I'm saying you the things like this start innocently and it ended up going north way quickly. So what was I saying? So yeah, because of those reason I ended up opening like my social media just to like check up on what's happening in the world, in the things that I want to do, how people are doing it. And I ended up getting depressed most of the time. Have you ever must have like thought about that? uh, this is so childish. Like, I mean, it's fine though. I'm like learning about things myself. I it's not like I can just like sit around and I'm automatically supposed to know everything. But yeah, that does happen a lot, especially since I am like one of the person who's into like performing arts and stuff. Not exactly even I don't know how to say those things. I'm not even going to talk about that right now, but you can just think like something like that. So I do have like a lot of situations where I definitely compare myself a lot. And I was like so stupid because honestly, like this is my own personal life and experience, so I'm just saying. Basically, in my life, I was in a situation where I had everything and then I just lost everything. And the things that I had was like too much good, everything. The love I was getting from my parents, the things that I was having, the friend circle that I had, the life that I had, the house and the everything, the material things, the just everything, the like destiny, fate, whatever, I don't know, everything was so good, and then I immediately lost everything. Exactly, and that too, the time, the moment that I lost those things was I was like barely a child. I was not that much of a child, but I was still a child. I was like around like half of my life was over by then. Something around like 12 something I was. Whatever, like 10. Not even 12, honestly. I was like 10, I think, barely. So that's like after that, I kind of like started to lose things one by one. And then I came at a point where I lost each and everything. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about this right now. This is like really off topic. But I'm just like saying you. I don't even want to like put this into conversation honestly, but I was like in so bad moments in my life that I really wanted to like die multiple times, not like once, multiple times throughout like a very long length of years. This is not, I'm just talking about being in a bad situation. I'm just saying you, I had like a different background compared to like other people. Everybody has different background. So my point was, see, these are the things I am realizing right now. I was so stupid that I did not used to think about any of this before. I just usually used to go and like compare myself. So there is this child who is like a lot better than me, and then I'm not like that. And then I just like recently, and this is something which has not like randomly came to my mind. I'll tell you what, this is years and years of me like letting myself think about myself, I think. Or I would have not even realized how stupid I was being before. And I'm not saying you I am any good better right now. I'm some kind of like smart person, like not at all. I'll wake up and I will definitely still like sometimes compare myself. But it is not as horrible as before. So the reason I said about my life story was even I did not knew these things. It's not like I knew. I never used to put these things into consideration when I was like judging myself. Mostly like comparing myself with all the other people, especially the younger ones, especially the one who are like younger than me and already a lot. like in better places in their life, and then there's me who isn't. So, not considering the life that I had before and the things I went through all by myself, and I came out of that situation. So that's like the moment I figure out, I realize that I came out of that situation. Sometimes I do feel like it's a big thing for me that I'm at least like alive right now. So this is like a big thing. Sometimes I do think about it. Sometimes that sometimes is like this. Most of the time I just blame myself for the stuff that is like not was even in my hands at that point. So yeah, so this is how my life was. And then after, like I said, years and years of explaining myself, I think I could say, is that I finally came to a conclusion that I cannot compare myself with people who had a total different life. It is like, I'm not saying you it's a good thing. I still like, sometimes I still feel like this is so unfair. And it is. I'm not even going to be like happy about the fact that why, but it is what it is. People have bigger problems than me. People have bigger life. People still might be in a situation where they are in still like in bad conditions than I was. People are in good conditions as well. That is something which is not in my hand probably, I guess. And since it is something which was not in your hands, how are you going to even like what is the expectation of you? It's like there is a tsunami coming and you are expecting somebody to stop it. Does not make sense. Maybe you could stop. Like I am like a general. I can just like say people. Anybody can do anything. I'm totally with that. But I'm just saying you cannot do. That is highly not possible. I will just say it and stop. So yeah. So coming out of that situation, I think barely it's been like about 2 or 3 years that I finally found a little bit of peace. I would not even say like peace. I would say I just came out of that horrible situation and horrible state. And not just like horribly, like everything. It was mentally and physically, it was not good. The situation around me. And I came out of that. And then after coming out of it, guess what? I still had like a lot of times where I went into confusion. So there is this certain thing that I want to do. And that I came in a point where I'm like, I want to live, I want to do things, I want to dream about stuff. But then I was stupid. So, there is this thing that I thought about just a while ago. You can like do mistakes and you can come out of those mistakes. But the problem is, especially if you are alone like me, you can come out of the mistakes. And then suddenly you are like sitting here and you're thinking, since I came out of the mistake, now everything should be right, isn't it? But no, nobody talks about the fact that you also supposed to have to like fix those mistakes. And that is that easy? Like, boy, hell nah. So I figured out like, instead of like doing the mistakes, what was more difficult was me like fixing those mistakes. It was more difficult because nobody like nobody is there to like teach you about like how to like fix those mistakes though. People will like people will definitely going to like point at you that you're doing certain things wrong, but nobody is going to like tell you how to do it. But if you're fortunate enough to even like know how to do it, is there like somebody who can like immediately like get onto it? Because how do I talk about this? Like, if there was like a competition for having bad habits and not being able to get rid of it, I would definitely be like an excellent participation person for that, because I do have a lot of bad habits still. I mean, I had a ton worth of bad habits before, but even right now I do. So I'm not even talking about the point I want to talk about right now.